You're second in the Western Conference at the moment. No one is averaging more than 20. 7 players are averaging more than 10 points. Number 2 defense in the NBA. Where is this team in your head? Behind schedule, ahead schedule, or just right on track?
Right where we want to be.
And as you as a player, if I read you all your stats and what you do for this team just right after you got drafted, would you sign up for that?
Would I what?
Would you sign up for that? That okay, 3 years in, you have done this and this and this and this for the team. Are you satisfied where you are at the moment?
Never satisfied. Job's not finished. Job's nowhere near finished. But I will say that my goal when I got to this team was to ultimately, I want to win an NBA championship. I want to win. I'm a winner. I've always been a winner. So that's what I want to do. My goal was to set out to win more games than I won the previous year before I got to the Rockets. Granted, we only won 2 more, but small victories. And then going into my second year, unfortunately, I had a season-ending injury, but we won 41 games. And then now, with me coming back for my 3rd year, we're atop the West. So I think we're right where we want to be, and we just got to keep building. We're close, but very far.
I believe there's always a ceiling when a team talks about himself. So, okay, this year, let's make it to the playoffs. Let's make a blast in the first round. Mm-hmm. These conversations, are these about championship now?
My conversation is always about championships. My conversation is never about anything. I don't put a ceiling. When Ime came to the team, and you could ask anybody, that's just not how I view things. I would never go into a game viewing that I'm going to lose because you've automatically kind of given up. If you go into a season thinking that you can't win a championship, there's just no chance. If I don't believe it, then why would you? You know what I'm saying? I always say that. Why would anybody else believe it? So for me personally, it's about having, you got to have sort of a blind confidence, even what it takes to get into the NBA. It's hard to get in the NBA. It's even harder to win a championship. So I try to just carry that blind confidence with me. But yeah, like I said, Ime came, the season was like, when he came to the Rockets, said, how many games do you think we're going to win coming into the season? This is my second year. I said 82-0. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the mentality I'm going to lose. So my thought process is always championship.
Always championship. Mm-hmm. Is it easy to be patient in the NBA? Because here's the Rockets, a lot of young guys playing for their big contract, first big contract.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great to win as a team, but at the same time, even with this second apron things, it's getting harder and harder to pay all the young guys. Is it easy to be patient for you, not to be too pushy to get those numbers what you think you need?
The work will show. I'm not really someone who's super involved in having to care about my numbers or anything like that. We're winning. We're the second best team in the West. We got 7 guys in double figures. I'm 23 and I'm one of the older guys. I'm one of the older guys in the younger chorus. There's really not much to really be upset about right now. So as long as we keep doing what we're doing, I'm sure everything will fall into place.
The team is number 2 defense in the NBA. But if you take a look at the offensive numbers, most of the players are if you take a look at the advanced stats, underachieving, like points per shot attempts and stuff like that. Sometimes you even manage it's hard to score 100 points for you. What will unlock this offense?
Us just fully learning each other. Like you said, we do have a lot of young guys, and any given night, one of us can have a good game, could have a better game than the night before. We have a saying, it might be you, it might be me, but it's always us. So regardless of anything, whoever has the hot hand that night, we're riding with them. It doesn't really, the numbers and everything may be lower individually, but as a team, the success is greater than all of that. And I mean, that just shows, you could have, great numbers and win. You could have bad numbers and win, but we all sacrificing for each other. And I think that's what's ultimately, being shown to the people.
In the last couple of weeks, there was a scary situation with you and the fan, almost running into the stands. You got lucky, we can say, that you didn't succeed. Was there some inside process for you after that? Well, how should you avoid? Because you told me that you're patient with your numbers, but that you lose your temper.
Okay, yeah. Well, for me personally, in that situation, I just had a concussion, and I think for one, I did not. I mean, it's hard to really get into the situation, but I didn't necessarily run into the stands. I didn't even get up the ramp, but everybody started grabbing me and things like that, obviously, because regardless, even if I was going to talk to them, I'm not a, I'm sure you can see by the way I speak, I'm a pretty well-spoken person. I'm not very overly aggressive. I mean, if you put me in a situation, I guess, but especially not in a situation where I can clearly see that this is a fan and he's a middle-aged man. There was no intent to physically harm him. It was just, you know, a conversation that probably needed to be had. But for me, yeah, you know, I had a concussion, and not to say that that is a justification for my actions, but when you do have, you know, head trauma and things like that, it can affect your judgment. And it was just a small short lapse of judgment in the time, and I do, you know, I got the repercussions. You know, they find me. So
I've just heard the game when you were mic'd up, and it was like amazing stuff. And the one thing that stuck with me that was your pregame mantra.
Houston people, don't think I'm crazy for what I'm about to do, but it's what I do every pregame.
Most ready, most determined, most hungry, most fearless, most vicious, most fearless, most vicious.
Are you? I don't know. Do you mind it that it got outside?
I didn't really want them to clip it. I fully haven't even seen it, to be honest with you. I'm not too involved on social media, but I think my mom sent something about it in a group chat. But for me, I don't really. It doesn't matter if it gets out there. I'm gonna do it regardless. That's just what I have to do. That's not what I have to do, but that's what I feel and believe. You know, gets me ready before a game. Like I said, there's a blind confidence that you have to have going into each game, and to play in this league, you know, every player is great. You have to have some sort of edge, so that's my edge.